What would you do? If you were born with one leg but had the heart of a warrior, would you settle for sympathy, or would you rise for greatness? This isn't just a story about wrestling, it's about rising, when life gives you every reason to stay down. Today you'll meet Anthony, a one-legged wrestler who turned the world's doubt into his drive, who didn't just survive, he became a champion. This story will shake your assumptions, challenge your excuses, and ignite something powerful within you. Before we dive in, I need you to do one thing. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you believe that the human spirit can overcome anything, that perseverance can rewrite destiny, then you're exactly where you need to be. Let's walk through this journey together. In a world that constantly measures people by what they lack, Anthony Robles shattered every standard. Born with one leg, he could have spent life asking, "Why me?" But he didn't. Instead, he asked a different question. What now? Anthony didn't choose his condition, but he did choose his destiny. This is a story of discipline, doubt, defiance, and ultimately, dominance. Not because he had it easy, but because he refused to quit when it was hard. This is the journey of the one-legged champion. Anthony Robles was born in 1988 with only one leg. Doctors had no explanation. His right leg was fully developed. The left never grew. But from his earliest years, Anthony didn't view himself as disabled. He played, he climbed, he raced. With crutches, yes, but with courage no one could measure. Still, school wasn't easy. He was smaller, slower, different. Other kids asked questions. Some were curious, others cruel. But Anthony's mother, Judy, was his foundation. She never allowed him to think of himself as broken. She encouraged independence, strength, and self-worth. By the time Anthony hit high school, he'd already made one critical decision. He would not be defined by what he was missing, only by what he could build. Wrestling, a sport that demands balance, leverage, speed, and strength. A sport that favors symmetry. So when Anthony said he wanted to wrestle, coaches were skeptical. How would he stand his ground? How could he shoot, sprawl, escape? But Anthony didn't walk into wrestling expecting fairness. He walked in ready to work. At Mesa High School in Arizona, he joined the wrestling team as a freshman. He lost his first 20 matches. 20. Most people would have quit. But Anthony was different. He analyzed every loss like a scientist. He studied technique, filmed practice, pushed his upper body beyond its limits. By sophomore year, he started winning. By junior year, he was dominant. By senior year, he was a nationally ranked wrestler, with one leg. Anthony's training regimen was legendary. His upper body was sculpted by thousands of push-ups, weighted rope climbs, and explosive drills. He trained harder than most because he had to compensate, not just physically, but mentally. The mat became his proving ground. He developed a signature style, fast, low stance, explosive strength, iron grip. Opponents didn't know how to prepare for him because no one wrestled like him. He redefined the game. In college, he walked on to the Arizona State University wrestling team. No scholarship, just sweat. By his junior year, he was a force. By senior year, Anthony Robles went undefeated, finishing with a 36-0 record and winning the NCAA division, the Foreign National Championship, at 125 pounds. When he stood atop the podium in 2011, the crowd didn't cheer for a disabled wrestler. They cheered for a champion. But the most powerful part of Anthony's story, it's what he did next. He became a motivational speaker, using his story to uplift schools, sports teams, and global audiences. He authored a book, Unstoppable, and inspired millions, not by pretending it was easy, but by proving it was possible. Anthony teaches us that limitations are real, but they're not final. Obstacles are invitations to rise higher. He doesn't downplay pain. He honors it, but refuses to be owned by it. In interviews, he says, "I wrestle because I love the sport. I win because I love the work." That mindset can transform any life. So what can we learn from Anthony's journey? 1. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Anthony didn't wait for balance or fairness. He started with what he had and multiplied it. 2. Use your difference as your weapon. What makes you different might make you dangerous, in the best way. 3. Lose like a student. Those first 20 losses? They weren't setbacks. They were blueprints for greatness. 4. Outwork your excuse. Anthony didn't just train, he obsessed. He didn't hope for a miracle. He trained for one. 5. Inspire others by rising. His story has nothing to do with sympathy. It's a battle cry for anyone who's ever felt counted out. Anthony Robles walked into every match with one leg and left with every ounce of victory he earned. He redefined what it means to be an athlete. He reminded us all that you don't need to be whole to be a winner. So here's the question: what's your one leg? What's the thing you think disqualifies you that could actually be your superpower? Maybe it's your past, your pain, your difference. Maybe, like Anthony, the thing they said would hold you back is the exact thing that will lift you up. Now's your moment. Tap that like if this story moved you. Hit subscribe and join us here, where we share real stories of extraordinary resilience. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded, you are not broken. You are built for greatness. This is more than a story about wrestling. This is about rising when it's hard, winning when it's unlikely, and living with a heart that refuses to quit. Be your own champion.